Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Monday, January 27th, 2025, and this is a very special edition of the Rivian Clubs of America podcast. What's up, everybody? It's Zach Winnick, and welcome to this very special edition of the Rivian Clubs of America podcast. I know, it's on a Monday. That's why it's a very special edition, because it's on a Monday. Basically, I want to cover a couple of things. Obviously, the main intent for this episode is to cover the events that happened this past weekend, but also to cover a couple of things that popped up on Friday when the last show released, because I recorded it the night before on Thursday and released it Friday morning and missed a lot of things. So let's actually get the news out of the way first. And basically the big news is that firmware update 2024.51 came out and started being pushed to the fleet on Thursday night. And I was so mad, like literally, like I got done recording. I uploaded the show to the website to be pushed out on Friday at 6 a.m. Pacific time. I go to check X and there's everybody saying, "Oh man, the update just got pushed out. Yay." And I got my update on Friday morning. So there's that also. So like, what? It couldn't have been more perfect timing. And you can hear me clapping to emphasize the point. More perfect timing. So that happened. And if you have not received the update yet, or you have not seen the release notes that have been posted online for it, it does bring a lot of bug fixes. It doesn't have any like major updates to it, unless you own like a Gen 2. It does bring some minor feature updates, or new features, I should say, to your vehicle. But let's go through the Gen 1 release notes first, and then we can get into the rest and the comparison and everything. And basically, I believe that most of this, a lot of these actually come for both models, and then there are some that are Gen 2 specific. So for Gen 1s, new vehicle alarm improvement, and it basically after the alarm on the vehicle is triggered, the in-vehicle displays are unavailable. So if the alarm is going off, you're not able to see any information on any of the screens. If the vehicle does detect your presence, the center display will now describe how to disable the alarm and also wake up all of the displays. So that's a pretty cool feature. It does also improve drivability and control of the vehicle while in reverse. I don't know what issues people were having with driving in reverse, or why you would be driving in reverse for a prolonged amount of time, but I don't want to test it, but it should be improved. New vehicle sleep improvements, including improving the ready state efficiency when there is no driver present. If a charger is not properly or partially plugged in, the vehicle now sleeps after 60 seconds. The vehicle behavior to allow it to sleep, even if the driver's seatbelt is buckled, is now updated. So this will keep the vehicle awake for a long period of time, and use one of the following options. Either to keep the vehicle awake, I should say, you can use any of the following options. You can put it into camping mode, manage energy, and choose stay on. Go into camping mode, choose outlets, and set the timer. I believe you can set it for up to 3 days. So you can do it that way. Or you can go to settings, vehicle service, and then turn on show and tell, which is like my favorite feature of the car. If you do own a dual motor Gen 1, there is a fix in there for a rare issue that caused the vehicle to get stuck into conserve mode. And since you're dual motor, you don't have conserve mode, so now you won't get stuck in it anymore. An issue that prevented the day-night lock sound from setting, or the day-night lock sound setting My God, I need to get new glasses. From working correctly until the vehicle's GPS position was restored during wake is now fixed, which is good. I've actually had that bug as well, where like it'll be, 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, go to lock my car and I get the chirp instead of the owl because I have it set for both. So I'm very curious to see that in action. Navigation favorites, work, saved locations, and recent destinations are now saved to your individual driver profile. So now you can access these locations when planning trips you can also access these locations when planning trips in the Rivian mobile app if you have updated to version 2.18 or any version after. Let's see. This update also fixed a rare issue on a small number of vehicles that blocked all remote or cloud connections or commands from the app. So this fix does require any drivers that are affected by this, and myself included, to delete all paired phone keys and repair them to restore functionality. So if you have multiple phones with multiple keys on them, you do have to delete them all out of the car and re-add them. And I believe that also goes if you use the Watch as a Key app for your Apple Watch. You do have to remove that key and repair your watch as well. I will report back on that on Friday and let you all know I have to go do that. I totally forgot. Obviously, one of the big fixes in this update is the Apple Music improvements. So this update fixes an issue that caused perceived volume to fluctuate between tracks, particularly when moving between Dolby Atmos and non-Atmos songs. I have absolutely noticed this, and that is why I stopped using Apple Music and have been exclusively using Tidal. So I'll be very curious to test that one out. This update also fixed a rare playback issue that prevented songs from playing. It fixed an issue that prevented the See All button from working for some live radio entries. Who listens to live radio on Apple Music? Does anybody out there, let me know, hit me up on X or Instagram or anything and let me know if you actually use that feature. I wonder if they're talking about, well, no, they wouldn't be. I was going to say, I wonder if they're talking about like Apple Hits 1 and all of those stations, but I forgot that there's actually also live radio on Apple Music. I just never use it. Also added day and night modes for settings and sign-in pages on the center display. So those are all of the Apple Music improvements. And then the very last one for Gen 1 vehicles in this update is enhanced overall infotainment system performance and stability and addressed issues that caused unexpected resets. I have had only one unexpected reset in my 8 months owning the vehicle. 8 months? June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, 8 months. And it was fun. Quote, fun. But I have noticed that the display, like the infotainment system, is a lot more stable and a lot snappier. So that's pretty cool that they were able to enhance that and optimize the software via software update. All right, so let's get into some of the Gen 2 things. The first big addition to Gen 2 vehicles is the smart turn signal. So now the turn signal will automatically turn off after you perform a manual lane change on a highway. Gen 1s have always done this, but I guess with the new software suite and hardware suite that powers that, that was disabled. So it is now available to all Gen 2 vehicles, which is awesome. They do get the same vehicle alarm improvement. And then basically the same update to Gen 1s as well, all the way through the Apple Music improvements. Also including a fix for an issue that caused passenger windows to falsely detect obstructions during auto up or down. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's the only additional one. Oh, no. Charging efficiency and thermal improvements. So this update has also improved the charging efficiency of dual motor large and max pack batteries, improved drive efficiency in mild to cold ambient temperature conditions. In certain cold conditions, a small section of the front fascia now heats to ensure sensor performance. So kind of a precursor to some stuff that's been floating around online, which I think is really cool. Also extended the defrost time during vehicle preconditioning when it's set through the Rivian mobile app to more effectively melt ice and snow off of the windshield. So that's awesome. I have no use for any of that. I mean, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here right now, and it's 60 degrees and perfectly clear outside. I just walked to go get my mail in a t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops. It was fantastic. And then the next section of improvements, we'll call them, that are coming specifically to Gen 2 vehicles. Fixed a rare issue that caused the infotainment system to reboot while streaming a video to the center display via Google Cast. Fixed an issue that caused the rear display to not respond to touch in some cases after attempting to transition the screen to the homepage. And enhanced overall infotainment performance and stability, and addressed issues that caused unexpected resets. So that is update 2024.51. And yeah, I'm still mad that it got pushed. Like, as soon as I pushed the last episode, that was hilarious. So just wanted to share that in case you didn't know that the new update was out. So there's that. So let's get into this past weekend. So really awesome weekend. It was, there are like no words to describe how fantastic this weekend was. So Friday night, I got invited to go to what Rivian was calling an industry night, which was basically like the pre-grand opening party that was invite only. So me and a bunch of the leads of the Bay Area Rivian Club, as well as Sierra Nevada, Central Oregon, and Portland. And I guess I'll throw in Rocky Mountain as well. That one's for you, Ryan. We all got invited to this as well, and we were able to go and check out the new space at night. And they were having kind of like this big party, and there were Rivian employees there, and they had like live music and drinks and food and everything. A representative from the mayor's office came and did a presentation of a certificate to Rivian in honor of opening the space in the historic space in downtown San Francisco. A bunch of Rivian executives popped up and gave speeches as well. It was awesome. Got to meet so many people that work for Rivian and talk to them about the space and what it means to them, as well as just, talking about Rivian and things like that. And it was a lot of fun. And a lot of these guys are going to come on the podcast, or have expressed interest in coming on the podcast. So look for that coming soon. One that I was really excited about was, I want to get his name right, so give me 1 second to look it up really quick. His name was Ryan Uliate, and he's a record producer and engineer, and dude is, excuse my language, cool as hell. He was producer and engineer for Tom Petty and a whole bunch of like really amazing musicians. But the really cool thing is he actually worked with the Rivian audio engineering team to bring Dolby Atmos to the infotainment system. And he was there giving demos of how Dolby Atmos worked and how it worked in the car and everything. And I got to talking to him, and he'll probably be the first guest on the podcast that we're going to have. And with my background is in audio engineering as well. I had this dream many, many years ago that I wanted to be a record producer and or be on the radio. So I stood there for a long time and talked shop with him. It was great. And I want to get him on the podcast and talk about how they were able to bring Dolby Atmos to the R1s and what the future of it's going to look like in his background, because it's amazing as well. I will have a link to his website in the show notes so you can go check out his credentials. Dude is amazing. So look for that coming soon. So that party was amazing. It went till we were there till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Like, it was nuts. Got up the next morning and was invited to go to a promotional video shoot for Rivian. It was a bunch of members of basically the same people that I just mentioned, plus some Bay Area Rivian Club members that we invited as well. And we got to do a promotional video shoot with our trucks driving down Lombard Street in San Francisco. If you're not familiar with Lombard Street, it is basically one of the curviest urban roads in America. Very iconic. And we did a photo and video shoot for Rivian for them to use for promotional uses. And it was a lot of fun. I had never driven down Lombard Street before. I've lived in the Bay Area for 3 years now. And I even went to university up here as well. I went to San Francisco State, spent a lot of time in the city, went to Lombard Street, walked down it. But never got the opportunity to drive down it. And it was an amazing experience. I do have a video of it. I brought my Insta360 X4 and was able to get some 360 footage of the drive down Lombard Street. So I will drop a link to that in the show notes as well if you wanted to check that out. So that was amazing. And after that, we drove over to Pier 30 and Pier 32, met up with even more Rivians. I didn't get a final count, but we had a huge caravan of R1Ts, R1Ss, and drove through the city to the new space and did a drive-by of the space and got to hang out at the grand opening party. It was incredible. I'll post a video of the approach to the space as well, and you'll see the long line of Rivians that went past it. Again, they were doing a mini photo shoot / video shoot for that as well for promotional materials, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, got to hang out there and basically... what did we do? I'm trying a complete blank. I'm still recovering. This past weekend was a lot. Basically, Bay Area Rivian Club and Rivian Clubs of America set up shop right in the front. We kind of took over the R1S. It was a R1T. I apologize. That sits in front of the store, and we took over the front, and we were giving out raffle tickets for a drawing that we did later that afternoon, where we gave away, raffled off a lot of things from Electrek 4x4. Rivian was gracious enough to donate some stuff to us as well, and we gave it away to all of our members, and it was awesome. We gave away jack pucks and Rivian merch. Rivian even offered a set of crossbars as well, and so we were able to give all of that away. Lots of new owners, lots of new members to Bay Area Rivian Club. We signed up a lot of people on site. A lot of people came down that had never been to a BARC event before, which was amazing. Lots of new owners as well that didn't know about Bay Area Rivian Club. A couple of them actually won some of the raffle items, which was really cool. So, it was just basically about promoting the community and showing what we're all about and what we do. And I'll tell you, the next morning in our community app on Halo, the discussions were fantastic. Everybody was sharing pictures and videos and stories, and it was just amazing. And it was really cool that the other guys, or the guys from the other clubs, came down as well. Being on the tech team and being involved with Rivian Clubs of America, I had never met 90% of the guys that came down in person before. But I talked to them like every day, and meeting them in person, we just picked up right where we left off, and it was like we knew each other forever. So it was just really awesome to have the community there, and even the guys from outside, guys and girls from not outside clubs, but from Bay Area Rivian Club that had never been to an event before or anything, but have interacted with everybody online as well. Having them all there, it was just absolutely fantastic. So I do believe that the next space opening is I believe it's Miami and then Dallas. So if you are in either of those areas, I highly recommend getting involved And you can definitely check out rivianclubs.org/events for the latest event calendar and RSVP to any of those events as well, if you are a member. So that it was phenomenal. It was just so much fun, and really, really great memories. And it's just really cool to be a part of something like that. And being a part of RCA kind of made that possible. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this episode now. I just kind of wanted to get this all out there. There are pictures and videos and a lot of things available online as well. I will link to as much of it as I can on Instagram, X, and YouTube in the show notes. So be sure to check those out. And if you are listening to this podcast for the first time in this episode, what are you doing? Go back and listen to the first two before you get to this one. I'm just kidding. It's not a serial. And you want more information about Rivian Clubs of America, you can always check out rivianclubs.org. We do have memberships starting at $60 a year. And in addition to supporting your local chapter or the organization itself, you do get a load of opportunities and discounts and other things available to you when you do become a member. And if you live in an area where there is no Rivian Clubs of America chapter, all you need is 5 people. Find 5 other Rivian owners and start your own chapter. You can always reach me, Zach, at rivianclubs.org if you want more information, or you can always just start your own chapter and email admin@rivianclubs.org and we'll get you all set up. And this is the perfect time to be doing that as well, because we are, I think I mentioned this the last episode or maybe the first episode, we are transitioning over to a new community app, and it just makes running a chapter of Rivian Clubs of America so much easier. So if, like I said, if you want more information, feel free to always email me, Zach, Z-A-K, at rivianclubs.org, and I would be more than happy to talk shop with you. So that's going to do it for this episode today. This has been whirlwind weekend. I'm surprised I even had energy to do this. So special thanks to everybody that came out and helped, members, board members, chapter leaders, everybody. It was super awesome hanging out with all of you guys this past weekend, and I know the feeling is probably mutual, or at least I'm hoping. And let's do it again. Yeah. All right. Like I said, that's going to do it for this episode today. Thanks for listening, everybody. And don't forget to always stay adventurous.